Hi everybody, hope you're well. This video was requested by Valkyrie, so thank you to them for that. I am going to be expanding on a video that I did before, which was called, I believe it's the general ranking. So in that video I discussed the actual formula and how you calculate it. Now what I want to cover in this video is ways that you can improve your general ranking. So now there are a couple of things you could possibly look at. There's other videos that I have that would help, but I'll just talk about them briefly. So the general ranking formula, part of it is your seniority. Part of it comes down to the best 10,000 horses that you own. Another part of it's trophies, which was previously passes. Another part of it's actually the age of the horses. Now you can look, if you want to see the detail of that, go and look at that video. But if you want to think about the best way to collect trophies cheaply, then I would look at the trophies video that I have. Now what I'm going to talk more of instead, because I think it's the best way to increase your general ranking quickly, is the 10,000 horses. So, now not all of us have 10,000 horses, but that's not, you don't need to worry about that so much. So if I go to best breeders here, and we hover over this, so I've got over 10,000, but the worst don't count. So the lowest of those don't count. It's the best 10,000 that I have. So one of the things that you can do to progressively increase your general ranking is to train your horses every single day. Now the amount that you want to train will vary. Now I've got a lot of leftover foals that I have from breeding that I train. I have about, I think it's about 124 here, yeah. There's 124 here, spare foals, that I've been training progressively over the course of about a month. So if I just click on maybe one or two here, some of them were started sooner than others. So this one might have had about 200 skills when I started training. Now it's on 975, so that will have increased my general ranking points. Here's another one, about 750, and there's some of them there that are over 1,000. So that's one way you could do it. And basically, whenever you're caring for them, you're not using aging points on them. You're just literally waking them up, and then you do care, train them a bit, as much as you can, put them to bed. And then the next day you come back and you train them again a little bit more. And you keep doing that. And every single day, that will start to increase them. And eventually, you will complete them. So you want to train them, you want to do rides, you want to do competitions that just are building the skills and getting all of the skills done, and as much, and also lessons too, because lessons will add on skills as well. Now, the added benefit of that as well is it allows you to hunt for aging points. Now, why that would be good is because if you're part of a team and you need to blup, the more aging points you have available to you, the more you can blup. So, if you see here, I have quite a large amount of aging points here. Now that is because all of these aging points have been collected from me hunting every single day. There has been a few days where I haven't got to hunt, but I've made sure that I've hunted as many horses as possible. If I go to best breeders here again, so I looked after over 1,000 yesterday, but after I go over 1,000, the rest don't count. So what I'm saying is that's capped. And the reason it's capped is to stop people who use bots to do it. And people that get caught using bots will get banned. So I don't. If you're gonna look after your horses, do it yourself. Don't be using a computerized way to do it. So with having more agent points, then you can basically blup more if you're in a team. You don't need to necessarily go and join a very, very top team, but if you join something that's maybe a little bit more relaxed, but you have the ability to blup, then that's ways you can gain. Because if you're blupping in maybe an hour or so, you might take a horse and get it from maybe 200 skills up to maybe 2,000, depending on which server you're on and what genetic potential the horse has. So the better the genetic potential of the horse, the more skills it potentially has. So that's another way you can do it, because I do see the more blups I do, the quicker my general ranking goes up. Now, obviously, if I was blupping foundations, I wouldn't get the same skills that I would if I was blupping maybe 2,000 GP horses. So you do kind of want to go for relatively high GP on whatever server you're on. Now, not everybody's going to have access to them, granted, but you could have a look and see what's the highest genetics that you can get and what's the cheapest. And then you could breed your own once you maybe get a base pair or something like that and just keep training them up. So it depends really what you want to do and what suits you, but really you want to think about how effectively you can increase the skills of your horses and what kind of time frame. So for example, I might want to say to myself, right, I've got a couple of extra spare foals here, say these ones, and they're maybe just around 6 months, and I had to say, right, in 2 months time I want to have all of them bolted in all 6 skills. So I would have to make sure that I cared for every single one of them every day, did as much training as I possibly could, as much rides and as many competitions as I could, make sure I'm doing those one, and I focus on just bolting. I might want to do lessons too. So that could be something you could work on. So those are a couple of the things you could do to do it progressively. Now the other way to do it, much more expensive however, is to go into the sales and start buying horses with high skills already on them. But obviously you might have to spend a lot of passes, you might have to spend a lot of equus. It's not going to come cheap. So that's the other way to do it. So I think that's really it, all I wanted to really cover in this particular video. If there's anything else you want me to expand on a wee bit more or give a wee bit more information about, then just let me know. And thank you to Valkyrie for requesting the video, and hope you had a lovely day guys, and bye bye.